Hello, Reverend Robert Ugen Dosen Yamada here, and welcome to the Animal Liberation Temple, Dobutsu Kyoji, where we are at the service of the spiritual and physical liberation of our dear animal friends. We'd first like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the ancestral and seized lands of the Yokuts, Karkin, Confederate villages of the Lisha, Ohlone, Miwok, and Miwok-Ma people. We recognize them, the legacy of violence, settlement, displacement of the people who suffered and survived. Good morning, Jackie. So good to see you. Thank you for commenting on our YouTube. Um, Checking the Facebook. Those are the only chats that I see so far. So I'm so happy that you're joining us live here this morning, Jackie. Let's get started with the temple updates. Weather's been really sunny, which is really good for our solar. We're still in the same position as far as the. Excuse me, folks. I still don't. One of the updates, I still don't have my switcher working correctly, so I'm having to toggle through all the windows to make everything work. And I had. There it is. We're still working on trying to fundraise for our temples group as well as keeping our truck. Those things are vital to, well, the truck is very vital to the operations here. Um, Otherwise, it's been uneventful here at the sanctuary. Not many projects going on as we're just still fundraising to like keep those fundraisers going. Let's see. Then we have the updates on our dear animal friends. We have our duck friends, Breve, Greve, Amanda, or Breve, Greve, and Renee, all doing really well. Our dog friends, Lucy, Victor, and Bernard, doing really well. Victor went to his vet appointment last Friday, did really well, so that he can be set up for his neuter. Um, so that's going well. Sorry, just making sure everything is working here. Our goat friends down the hill are Rob, Matt, and Phil. They're doing really well. And then our tortoise friend Miyachi, he's doing super good, eating a whole lot. Always happy to see that. He's already up and going this morning. And then we have our turkey friends, Pri and Harriet, both doing really well. Our Cornish chickens, Jax, Jimmy, and Edward, who are the Cornish roosters. And then we have all our hens, Poppy, Aster, Ivy, Azalea, Peony, Cynthia, Lotus, Magnolia, Sage, Marigold, Camilla, Hydrangea, Holly, and Zinnia, all doing really well. And then our hens in the main aviary, which are Glennis, Gwen, Alice, Rebel, and Mariah, all doing really well. Our rooster friends, Sabrina, May, Hard One, Elton, Magnus, George, Brad, and Kuru, all doing really well. Then we have our guinea fowl friend Wendy's doing well. Our mourning dove in the house Sequoia is doing well. Hasu still doing well. Getting old and slow, but he's doing super good. He was out and about this morning. And then we have all of our pigeon friends: FP, Champagne, Tulin, Sasha, Yo-Yo, PD, Ricky, Speckle, Spencer, Shambles, Beluga, Beth, Pee-wee, Cascade, Augustus, Rufus, Harper, Elliot, Snickers, Boba, Kismet, Farah, Angus, Pandora, Jones, Sin, Lago, Fred, Tremonto, Halo, Vin, Capone, Percy, Pacino, Lacey, Sasha, Dora, and Endora all doing really well. And then we have our three foster ducks, all of them also getting by pretty well. So those are the updates on all the residents. Not much going on there either. Everybody's just kind of doing well, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying all the yummy foods. Everybody's just doing really well. Just checking. You know, hopefully I'm okay. It says that I have two viewers on Facebook, so Facebook must be working. This week, I don't have a message ready, so hopefully something will come to me during the prayers. However, if you have like any specific questions, that would be like super helpful in getting a conversation going. Is there something you've always wondered and wanted me to answer on live? I can do that. That would be really helpful. Otherwise, I'm sure something will come to me and something will speak to my heart, and I will speak on that for today's message. Otherwise, let us get started with the recitation and prayers. As soon as I find that. The recitation of our prayers, sutras, and vows to our dear animal friends. These are prayers are of great auspicious benefit to all who hear them, especially our dear animal friends. So we ask that you have your companion animals nearby, or a place that wild animals can hear these prayers intended for them, and not to forget our dear insect friends. That's super important, that we also remember them. I know we have some spiders living in here. I'm so happy that the spiders have found a home inside the temple. Um, our spider friends are very important. So we'll start on page 4 with the recitation of the Great Heart of Wisdom Sutra recited in Japanese. Maka hanya haramita shengyo kanji zei bosatsu gyoten hanya haramita jiso kengo onkai godo ise guyaku shari shishiki fuku kufu ishiki shiki zoku ze kuku zoku ze shiki ju sho kuso fu sho fu Negu waku wa kono doko mote ama neku isei ni oyoboshi warera toshija tomina tomo no butsudo o animal liberation no jozen koto o jiho senshi Foshi Son Bosa Foshi Son Bosa Mokosa Moko Hoja Horo Mi Sorry about that interruption. My phone ringing. Usually I have my ringer turned off, but I've been trying to get my iPhone to work as a secondary camera, and we're gonna give it a try. But I know it's tethered through Bluetooth, so I know my range isn't very far. I won't be able to go very far with it. We'll try to do a tour, maybe nearby, so that we can, see some of the animals and take a look at things. But let us continue with the recitation of the refuge prayer in Tibetan and then in English on page 8. Sangye chodan tsuki chonam la janju padu tekni jepsu chi taki jinso kipe sonam ki jola pendra sangye ju parsho. The Buddha, Dharma, and excellent assembly of the Sangha. Until I attain enlightenment in these, I take refuge. By my practice of the 6 perfections, may all sentient beings attain the state of Buddhahood. And we now recite the 4 great Bodhisattva vows, Shigi Seigan. Shuojo Muhen Seigan no Bono Mujin Segandan Omon Muryo Segangak Botro Mujo Seganjo. However numerous sentient beings, I vow to enlighten them all. However inexhaustible my delusions, I vow to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the dharmas, I vow to master them all. However endless the enlightened way, I vow to follow it fully. And we now recite the 6 vows to our dear animal friends, page 10. However numerous my dear animal friends, I vow to liberate them all. However diverse the methods of animal liberation, I vow to support them all. However unheard their voices, I vow to speak out for them all. However painful and inexhaustible the methods of suffering, I vow to bear witness to them all. However infinite the cages and tanks, I vow to empty them all. However difficult animal liberation, I vow to achieve it completely. Om Vajrasavasa Maya Anupalaya Vajrasavate No Pachistate Me Bava Sito Show Me Bava Sipo Show Me Bava Anurato Me Bava Sava Sita Me Priyata Sava Karma Sita Me Chitim Shri Yam Guru Hom Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sava Tata Gata Vajramame Mucha Vajri Bava Mahasamamya Safaha. I know we have a few less people on our live stream today, and I just recalled that today is the National Animal Rights Day. So there's probably a lot of folks who are attending that event. I think that's really great. I think it's really important that we kind of acknowledge our non human animal friends in this way. I think a lot of folks are holding remembrance and funeral type services for dear animal friends. I know in the past I've participated in a lot of them. Some of my favorites were in Tucson and Phoenix. And then a while ago in Berkeley was a really good one. I was really honored to be a part of that. I think last year I was in San Francisco, a part of that. This year I was unable to do that as we did not have enough volunteers to be able to for me to be able to rush over to San Francisco and back. Just there's a lot of animals at our sanctuary right now, and a lot of need for me to just kind of be here all the time. So I was unable to make it this year, but I do feel that there's probably a lot of folks that are out there right now doing that. I'm very thankful for that. I know April herself is at a sanctuary in DC. I think Rosie's Sanctuary. So that's probably why April's not joining us. But I'm super happy that she's out there taking care of the animals at another sanctuary, across the country. I'm very grateful for all those folks that are out there volunteering at sanctuaries or participating in Animal Rights Day or participating in other actions across the world. There's a lot going on recently, and I'm just super happy to see that progress. And so, that's always warms my heart to see people actually taking action for animals, whether that be protesting, whether that's at a sanctuary, or just tuning into our Sunday services every week. I have talked about this. These services are dedicated to our dear animal friends, but are very much for our human animal friends as well, who need a spiritual service that kind of speaks to them and their commitment to our non-human animal friends. A lot of us maybe grew up on going to church or grew up going to temples, and felt that they might have been lacking. I know that's my personal feelings. I personally felt that the temples that I belonged to and went to kind of were lacking, a acknowledgement of our non-human animal friends. And I think that all, you know, fundamentally all churches and temples and different religions speak to our non-human animal friends. They all, preach kind of the same message of compassion and caring for others and nonviolence. These things I think are repetitive in so many different spiritual paths, but sometimes fall short of acknowledging that with our non-human animal friends. So we have this service for our human animal friends as well, as a place where we acknowledge our non-human animal friends as well. In fact, more than acknowledge, but center them around our services, as that is something I believe that our non-human animal friends deserve. I'm just going to check the comments in our live streams. I keep getting a message saying our Facebook is running really slow right now. So maybe that's what's going on with our Facebook. Um, our YouTube seems to be working correctly. I keep seeing comments popping up, mostly from Jackie. So I'm so grateful Jackie's here to let me know that somebody actually tuned in this week. But like I said, I think a lot of folks are at the probably participating in National Animal Rights Day. So I'm really happy to hear about that. I know that the Buddhist group in the UK that I've talked with before. A lot. I know Neil's a part of that group. They recently did a vigil and were bearing witness to some of our dear pig friends, and so I'm super happy to see that. And you know, I'm sad for the pigs, but I'm super happy to see people out there holding vigils and being there for our dear pig friends. And thank you, Jackie, for checking on our Facebook for us. That's super helpful. Um, Lets me know things are still working. Um, let's change it to live chat. Maybe that'll change things. Yeah, so I don't have a message kind of arranged this week. More just like really happy folks are, I see so many people out there getting active for animals. It was like keep asking people to do. I wish there were more activists here. Used to be, but not much anymore, sadly. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jackie, that there's not as many activists where you're at. Um, there used to be, but maybe not so much anymore. I think there's a lot going on in the world, and I've seen that same thing kind of everywhere. Luckily, I live in a place where there's already just like a very large pool of activists for our dear animal friends. And so, even though I've seen a decline um, in our own community, we still have quite a bit of people out there still doing stuff here in the Bay Area. But I think you are seeing that all over the world as, there's so many important issues I think people are paying attention to. And I think it's important that we go to where our heart feels us called to. And so, like, I'm not, upset at folks who go and choose other issues to also continue fighting for. I think all of them are important in their own ways, and I'm so grateful for all our animal rights activists who stay by it. And Jackie, I'm sure that will change soon, um, and you'll see a wave come back towards you. I'm confident that as we continue to fight for animals and bring more attention to them, that this movement you know, will grow again, and we'll continue to fight for our non-human animal friends. So, to keep me from rambling on about absolutely nothing, we'll continue here with the recitation of the Animal Liberation Prayer, the dedication of merit, and then I'm going to try to do a quick tour nearby so that I don't lose signal. If I do lose signal, please forgive me. Also, I have no idea if sound will work. So we'll give that a try and see if I get the sound to work, and see if I can, stay close enough to do a quick tour for you folks. But let us recite the Animal Liberation Prayer on page 12, 13, and 14. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who are subject to unbearable pain in labs throughout the world, be free of all suffering. May alternatives to animal experimentation, vivisection, and dissection be implemented immediately. May bodhicitta, the quality of compassion that leads to enlightenment, fill the hearts of those who imprison them. May all sentient beings, especially your animal friends who suffer endless days, months, and years, locked in tiny cages unable to move, be filled with peace and calm. May all sentient beings, especially your animal friends who are forcibly taken from their families, be reunited, and may all families be able to stay together. May the hearts of those who work in slaughterhouses, factory farms, and all industries that exploit our dear animal friends be filled with bodhicitta, so the very thought of harm is purified. May they never kill again, and may the slaughterhouse lines, factory farms, and all industries that exploit our dear animal friends become immediately empty. May no animal be afraid or depressed. May their bodies be free of injuries, disease, and illness. May the mutilation of their bodies be forever ceased. May those who need homes or have been driven from them find shelter, plentiful food, and water. May there be liberation for those tortured for fur, entertainment, or who are hunted. May those who believe that they are superior to our brother and sister animals develop perfect equanimity, and may they realize in their hearts that all sentient beings possess Buddha nature, the potential to be completely free of suffering, and that they are not ours to kill or exploit. May the billions of land and sea dwelling sentient beings who are abused, exploited, and killed due to greed, hatred, and ignorance be free of all suffering. May all the nets, hooks, blades, projectiles, traps, snares, cages, pens, tanks, lethal restraints, saddles, reins, prods, bait, poison, and all instruments used to harm, exploit, and dominate our dear animal friends be forever abolished. May all human and non-human sentient beings live together in harmony, peace, equanimity, and achieve perfect alignment quickly. May we all experience happiness, safety, freedom, and animal liberation in this very lifetime. And now recite the dedication of merit toward your animal friends, page 16 and 17. Throughout our many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue we have accomplished, including this aspiration for peace, and all that we will ever attain, this we offer for the benefit of all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends. May suffering and exploitation and unnecessary death be decreased for every being, while wisdom, bliss, and compassion increase in this and every future life. May we clearly and instantly perceive the plight of our dear animal friends with the urgency and seriousness they deserve, and our every action leads them to complete liberation. May we quickly attain enlightenment and work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. I think a lot of folks also tune in later and watch the live stream at a later time, so they might not actually tune in live. So thank you all who are watching this later on in the day and throughout the week. I really appreciate that. Let us see if we can get our other camera to work here. Okay, this is my other camera, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have sound. I think I only see a Rode sound. Let me see if I can add a sound audio input capture device. Everybody sees this is how my computer looks and how I'm trying to get this to work here. Audio input capture. Okay. iPhone microphone. Okay. All right. All right. It looks like it's working. Let me mute this so there's no echo going on. Okay. Hopefully everybody can hear me still. This should be on my iPhone microphone. If it's yell in the comments, Jackie, if things don't don't work. I won't be able to see the comments because I'll be walking around, but then I can troubleshoot later on, and that'll be great. Let's see, that's our prompter that I use. It is complicated, Jackie. Um, there's some of our lights that we have. The altar, and things might be a mess out here because oh, there's Victor. Because Victor makes a mess of everything. He's got all his toys out. He's got so many toys over there that he plays with. But here's Victor. He's laying down here with Bernard. You're a good boy, Victor. Here is here's our little dove friend, Sequoia. How you doing, Sequoia? There's little Hasu. I bet you Hasu wants a blueberry. Hasu gets a blueberry several times a day. And this is a little treat. Let's see if he'll take a blueberry this morning. You want a blueberry, Hasu? This is for you. Do you want it? You want this? You're not sure about it? There you go. I also have no idea like what the camera's pointing at because there's no viewer. So hopefully I'm pointing the camera correctly. Hopefully we haven't lost any signal, but here's the Cornishes. They're all waiting for breakfast, so I gotta, get out there and get them some breakfast. But all our Cornishes doing really well. They got a new home, so they have these 3 igloos here. They love the igloos and they have this giant coop, which is, made for them. And they go in there, but they don't sleep in there for some reason. They love these igloos. So I got them another igloo. They have 3 igloos now to sleep in, but they all sleep in basically one. Here's Lucy enjoying the sun. You enjoying the sun, Lucy? You say hi to everybody? Victor's got to be in every picture. All our bird friends are all over there. I don't know if you can see them, but I don't think I can walk over there without losing signal. Oh, there's Miyachi enjoying the sun. Say hi to everybody, Miyachi. You waiting for breakfast too? I don't know if you can make out the red on his face, but that's strawberry. He loves strawberries, and it makes his face kind of red because he's a sloppy tortoise eater. Well, hopefully that worked out pretty well. Hopefully the volume worked. Hopefully people could see things. No problem. And looks, I can barely hear you. Okay, I'm sorry that you could barely hear me. Victor Bernard, Miyachi, yes. Maybe I should. Oh, the volume was all the way up, so I don't know. Yeah, sorry that yeah, thank you, Jackie, for commenting all those things so that I knew what was happening. Can troubleshoot that. I don't know why the volume is so low on the iPhone. That's something I can try to look into and get fixed. Thank you for commenting those so that I kind of knew what was going on. Thank you. Thank you for thinking the tour was great. I have another camera. I just don't have a battery for it yet, so I'm worried on that. Cranked up my volume, so no problem. Okay, great. I'm glad you could hear something that was going on. I'm glad you got to see everybody on our tour. We haven't done a tour in a long time, and that's because our secondary camera's battery failed, and I'm still trying to work that out. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm going to run the credits reel, as that's super important that I acknowledge everybody who, helps support our temple. to all the wonderful folks who contributed to our Dear Animal residence of the Animal Liberation Temple from the 31st of May to June 6th. Thank you to everyone who's been liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing on our social media. Thank you to our Venmo donors, Tani Salazar and Vanessa Ka. Our PayPal donors, Rocky Chow, Shirla Koski, Ryan Pickett, and Conrad De Jesus. And then, of course, our Patreon supporters, Susan Fryman, Neil Carman, Paulina Bradford, Paula Partenheimer, Shanna Hunter, and MV. Thanks to everyone. If you want to consider donating, you can do so through our Linktree Animal Liberation Temple. Thank you all for joining our services for our Dear Animal friends. Everybody have a beautiful week.